Hello everyone, it's Dina and welcome to another episode. And today's episode, I'm going to talk about the energy of money. Now, we all know that money is energy, and I might not be a financial expert or a financial guru, but I do know a lot about spirituality and energy because I'm always living in energy, around energy, with energy, experiencing other people's energies. So I'm very good with energy. And because I experience energy so much, I have also learned to experience the energy of money. And I'm going to share with you 3 to maybe 4 things that I've learned about the energy of money, but in a way that kind of brings light on some things you might be doing that you feel like is disrespecting the energy of money. So you might feel like it, you might not know about it, but at least you will have an idea of, after this podcast, on what kind of things that you're doing on a daily basis with the energy of money is actually disrespecting the energy of money. And when you disrespect something, you kind of push it away from you. And I know a lot of you desire more money, desire more beautiful things in your life, and you desire to be making more money, either through a promotion or through your business or through earning more money. We all have that innate desire in us to have more money because just like love, money is also an energy. Just like the way we desire more love, to be surrounded by love, we want to be respected, we want to be loved. The same way, money also wants you to respect it. Because when you respect it, more flows to you. The gates of abundance open up and more money flows to you because money is comfortable around you. The energy of money is really happy around you. Okay, so let's get into 3 things you might be doing that are disrespecting money. So the first thing you want to look at is how do you react to receiving money? So for example, when somebody gives you something, gives you money, gives you a freebie, takes you out for coffee, how do you feel about that energy? Do you feel like, well, now I'm obligated to do something for them, or you feel like, she took me out for coffee. Well, that's less for her because she might have had to pay certain kind of bills, or maybe that's less money for her because now she has to take me out for coffee and she paid for me and now she has less for herself. So you really want to pay attention to how you react to the energy of money, especially when somebody treats you out, takes you out for something and or buys you a gift, right? How do you feel about it? Because the reason I say this and I bring it up is a lot of people are very uncomfortable around money and we end up disrespecting money or pushing it away. So this would happen to me because if people would treat me out or buy me a gift, I would feel really bad. Like I would accept it, but I would constantly be guilty. Like, oh my gosh, they spent so much on me. They shouldn't have done that. Now they'll have less for something else that they might need to buy for them or their family. Or if somebody treats me for something, I would be like, well, now I gotta do something for her because it's not fair that she only has to pay or take out the money. Now I have to also treat her for something. I have to even spend money on her to kind of make it equal. So see, here you're disrespecting the energy of money. And how are you disrespecting it? You're disrespecting it by pushing it away. So when you push something away from you, for example, if it's a child, for example, and you push that child away, you're really disrespecting that person or any other person, right? You're disrespecting that person. So think about the subtle way that you're doing this. You might not directly be disrespecting it, but by you pushing it away, you're disrespecting the energy of money because the energy of money wants to flow to you. You are kind of stopping that flow or maybe becoming guilty, maybe becoming anxious, nervous around the energy of money and not comfortable around the energy of money. And that's why you're pushing it away by either overcompensating for it or getting something for somebody or just totally feeling guilty for it, and perhaps not even using the gift that somebody gave you because you feel so bad that, oh my gosh, that person shouldn't have done that for you. So that's one way of disrespecting money. Now there's another end to disrespecting money, and this is something I just realized, I want to say maybe a few weeks ago, right? And it just came to me that I needed to make a podcast episode and share these epiphanies that I'm having around money. And the second thing that came through was you utilizing money just because. For example, I have my two boys go for dance class, right? And they go to a friend and a neighbor's place. So that person is a friend and a neighbor. And she's good. She's a great teacher. And I want to support her because she lives in the community and she's a great dance teacher. But my boys weren't interested in going to her. But I felt bad that if I say no to her, the only reason I felt in my heart was that, oh no, if I say no that my boys are not coming, that means she won't have enough people. So just to make her happy, just to make it all okay, not only was I forcing my kids to go for the dance classes, I was like feeling bad or utilizing money where I didn't feel good about it. So I was just utilizing because I felt obligated to do so. I wasn't doing it from the goodness of my heart and really wanting to give it to her. I was just doing it because if I didn't do it, then maybe she didn't have any other means. She wouldn't be successful. She won't be able to start out her own dancing school, dancing business. And she will not be able to really get more students. She'll have less students. So those kind of thoughts went into my thinking process, right? But it wasn't correct or wasn't appropriate because I needed to feel good about that energy of money. I needed to feel good when I give somebody money, right? It shouldn't be out of obligation. It shouldn't be just because. And it could be other instances where you felt like you just had to give money just because you felt bad that, well, if I don't do it, that other person will not feel good or will kind of judge you or criticize you. So see how you're disrespecting money. You're not utilizing money with a loving, respectful, grateful energy. I feel like you're using more of a resentment or an obligation kind of energy here and saying, okay, I will just do it because I don't want her to really feel like she's not good at this dance class. She'll feel bad about it. She won't succeed with her dance classes if my boys don't go, right? So you can see the pattern here. My thinking process was so wrong because yes, I could feel bad for her, but that doesn't mean I disrespect the energy of money. And because we live in overflow, we live in abundance, I should have blessed her business. I should have said, bless your business. May you get so many other children. So what if my children are not able to come? I know she'll get many, many other children that will join her dance classes. But at the same time, I would feel good about using my money. So anytime you're using money, the bottom line is, anytime you're using money, because of guilt, because you're using money out of obligation, you're using money out of resentment, and in this case, maybe feeling sorry for somebody, that's why you're using the money, you're not respecting money. And I know this is a very deep concept because we have issues where we have to spend money. Doesn't matter if you like it or not, we have to spend it, right? But I'm not talking about the necessities. I'm really talking about things that are not necessary or maybe even necessities. I mean, it could go both ways. But for me, it was just a dance class. But my reasoning behind spending that money was not appropriate. So I was just giving that money away, but not feeling grateful for that service or that energy of money. So this was a second thing I wanted to share with you about the disrespecting the energy of money. How you could be doing it in a subtle way and not realizing it until my angels kind of brought it up to me and said, Dina, you're really disrespecting money here. And I was like, whoa, how am I doing this? How am I disrespecting money? And then I realized that I'm just doing it out of obligation. I'm just doing it because I feel bad for the other person, but I'm just throwing away my money, like I'm just giving it to her because I feel bad. And how many times have we done that? We buy something from someone just because we don't want them to feel bad that we didn't buy something, or we didn't help her out, or we didn't chip in, or we're not part of them, right? So anytime you give money, give it with a full heart, with a good heart, with a loving heart. Like, energy of money just loves that. The energy of money just, claps in joy, or it just becomes super happy, because I can feel the energy of money. It becomes so happy when you do that, and when you give something, because you're just so grateful. So this could be the second way you could be disrespecting the energy of money. Now let's talk about the third way you could be disrespecting money. And this might be a little more obvious to you. Maybe you've done this in the past, maybe you haven't. But there are also some subtle ways to doing that. So the third way, as I said, is all about carelessly spending your money. So it's like you not having that connection, that heart, that love, that gratitude for the money, but you're just carelessly throwing it away. And I have done it in subtle ways. I wouldn't say I've done it in more of a conscious way, that I just carelessly spend my money and buy things. Or perhaps one could be doing this by racking up their debt, piling on to their debt, carelessly spending their credit cards, knowing that they're in debt, and then still piling up those extra bills and those credit card bills that are coming through, and spending carelessly. Those are more conscious ways where people are careless about money by obvious ways, or more conscious ways. But there are subtle subconscious ways you could be spending money carelessly. And some examples I could give you, and this is from my personal experience, is spending money on my business, perhaps on marketing. I was spending a lot of money on marketing processes, but in my heart, I knew that this wouldn't work. But I would just carelessly spend the money because it's a way of doing something for the business, right? This is an action I'm taking for my business. But knowing in my gut, in my intuition, that this is not going to work. This is not one way I should be marketing. So these are some subconscious ways where you could be carelessly spending your money, where you know you're going to not get a return on your investment, but you're still doing it because maybe you feel obligated to do it, or maybe it's just an extra step, or a step, any kind of step, for example, for me, that I needed to take for the business. So look at some of the subconscious ways you're carelessly spending money. Another good one I would say is more subconscious is when you're spending a lot of money, like as soon as you get the money, you start spending it. You intentionally don't save because there is an underlying fear that you'll never be successful. You never have enough money. So why bother? Why save? Right? So you just keep spending it because you're trying to prove yourself right by proving the universe wrong by intentionally and carelessly spending money. So these are some examples that I shared with you where you could be subconsciously spending money and disrespecting the energy of money. And when you disrespect something, the universe doesn't bless you with the abundance of that thing because you are disrespecting it. You're sending out a signal to the universe that you don't care about it. So why bother? And why would the universe bother sending you more of that when you're disrespecting the very thing you need? So now look at all these three ways you could be disrespecting the energy of money and start changing your thinking process today. You don't have to live in this vicious cycle of disrespecting money, again having none, getting some money, disrespecting money again, then having none. So you need to get out of this vicious cycle by changing your thought processes, changing your energy around money, and starting to respect money more. Because the more you respect it, the more you're grateful for it, the more love and regard you have for something, the more you'll be able to receive from the universe. So having said that, I would love to hear your comments, your thought processes on the energy of money and how you can start respecting money and start receiving the lavish abundance of the universe. And you can DM me on Instagram, and my handle is at Dina Vesram, or you can connect with me further on Facebook. I'm always super excited to read your comments and your feedback on how this podcast episode help you change your thought processes around the energy of money. Thank you so much for tuning in. Much love and light.